for this. Are you ready?
I'm good to go, man.
Right.
Sorry, guys, we were joking a little bit between the commercial break. HD's got jokes for days.
Yeah, we got nuclear bombs for days. Anyways, we have Attero in the bottom right-hand corner of Zakuba.
Okay, so this map we've seen once today. Made for some pretty interesting gameplay. Ryze just totally outplaying Attero right there in game 1 of this series.
I agree.
Yeah, just totally shut him down there. Dropped a ton of cracklings into the main, took out his entire production, killed all the gateways, all of his pylons, just set Attero back so far that there was really no way for him to recover from there.
And if we look back at that game, I think the one thing, like you said before, Attero could have done better was just macro a little bit more behind his offense. I mean, his offense really didn't do that much damage. Never killed enough drones. He never probed up enough behind that, and he kind of fell behind in the macro game as a result. So this time around, if we see Attero go for some kind of a Stargate opening, let's hope that he focuses a little bit more on his base production.
I think Ryze will take a lot less damage this time around if Attero tries to do a Stargate opening. But, you know, Attero has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. He likes to hit those 7-gate, 8-gate timing pushes. He has a really early 5-gate timing push that he can hit. He's really capable of anything. He has a lot of timing pushes down pretty well, and here we have a forge out of him already, so Attero looking to forge fast expand once again, and it's interesting because I feel like Protoss players have it a little bit tougher on these new maps because they haven't had a chance to get all the walls worked out. So I feel like all-ins from Zerg would be really strong because Protoss players probably aren't that familiar with like how to double up their wall and where to double up their wall.
I agree with that. I mean, it takes a little more time to get used to how to expand, but at the same time, if you do it for a living as a Protoss, surviving off forge fast expand, you're gonna figure it out, I think. And I think Attero's got a pretty good wall setup right here. He should be able to close it off with a core or another gateway, depending on what he wants to do.
Yeah, and having scouted those 6 Zerglings already on the way, Attero definitely needs to make quick work.
That's a lot of Zerglings.
Yeah, that is a lot of Zerglings. He opened with, I think, a 10 pool.
No hatchery coming up either.
Yeah, there's a 10 pool straight into macro, so he's going to try and run by here. Willing, and he does get the second gateway up there, so forces 2 gateways out of Attero before the Nexus. Probably not the route that Attero wanted to take to the quickest possible Nexus, but he's still going to be able to get that Nexus up in a reasonable amount of time. He's just going to have to do an extra gateway.
It may not have been the quickest possible way, but then you got to also think Ryze took some damage by doing that. I mean, he's only at 13 drones right now because he opened up with such an early pool and such a later hatchery.
He should cancel that gateway and make a cybernetics core in there.
Yeah, that would be really smart, actually.
Yeah. We do see players do that from time to time.
Or he could just go with the Kiwi-Kaki build.
Yeah, I think that's what he might do, but I still would really like to see him cancel that and throw up the cybernetics core.
The Kiwi-Kaki build, for all you guys who might be wondering, just having double gateways, producing zealots, push out with a bunch of zealots, and apply early aggression. That's essentially what it is off of the Forge Fast.
I think that's actually exactly what he's going to do.
I think so too. Yeah, he's going to double Chrono Boost zealots right now, but the thing here is Ryze sees the gateways and he sees the Chrono Boost, so he should be prepared for this, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him drop down a Roach Warren or produce extra Zerglings to deal with that in about a minute. He's not in danger yet.
He might have even longer than that. First 2 zealots are out on the field. Is Attero going to get +1? No, it looks like he's just going to continue to warp in zealots here and work it from there. So no +1 on the way for him.
Protoss zealots are so much more sturdy than Zerglings. You just saw 2 zealots eradicate those 8 Zerglings or so easily. And really, Attero didn't even lose a single unit, although that one is very depleted on its shields, which will regenerate, and its health, which will permanently stay damaged.
Yeah, very true. Now, Ryze going to scout in this time, so he's looking for any kind of double Stargate shenanigans, anything like that. He's worried about something like that coming from Attero once again, because he totally got caught off guard with that last game and took horrendous amounts of damage.
Yeah.
Impressive recovery from Ryze, though, that he was able to bring it back in that game and pull out the W. Because I thought he was really
in a lot of trouble.
Hurting for certain after that initial...
Hurting for certain.
Yeah, after that initial play there from Attero. I thought Attero was just going to follow that up and win outright.
I love the position of the Zealot here. It may actually kill off all these Zerglings. I think it's going to be close. No, it will not. By the way, guys, these towers in the middle of the map called the Zelnaga Towers. If you have sole control over it with a single unit standing nearby, and it's uncontested, you will get a lot of vision on the map, as you guys can see by this huge circle in the middle right now. That's all the vision granted by controlling that Zelnaga Tower. So pretty key, a key place to hold in StarCraft 2 if you can get your hands on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Ryze gonna macro up from here, has pretty good drone saturation. He's up to 41, but Attero about to hit that +1 Kiwi-Kaki style timing push, as you said.
And the +1 upgrade, two-shotting Zerglings.
Yeah, so now these Zealots are going to be able to two-shot Lings because they have one attack upgrade. The Lings do not have any upgrades. He has 20 Lings on the way and 2 Spine Crawlers. Attero actually making a little bit of a mistake there heading to the third. He could have just gotten in before those Spine Crawlers actually got up, and now he's just going to attack his way in. Needs to be careful here. His Zealots are going to get surrounded. He's going to lose these Zealots, but he's going to kill a ton of Zerglings as they die.
I think he's going to get the Zealots out of there if he wants to.
The Queens are helping so much, though.
The Queens are providing a lot of assistance, but one thing that really helped Ryze is he didn't go for the quick, greedy third. If he had done that, he would have been really far behind, because those Zealots would have crushed that third so quickly. The Queens would not have been able to make it off creep, because when they get off creep, they're very, very slow. So, Attero didn't kill off a third because there was no third there. I don't think he did that much damage with these Zealots, if anything at all. And Ryze with a brilliant hold. But having said that, Ryze can't stay on 2-base forever against a 2-base Protoss, and there's also 2 Stargates coming up right now. So Attero really is doing the Kiwi-Kaki build, man.
Yeah, he is doing the Kiwi-Kaki style build. He's going to switch over to double Stargate, start chronoing out those Void Rays, try and hit a timing push with Void Rays and a ton of +1 gateway units. And we've seen Kiwi-Kaki use this to great effect. He usually uses the +1 Zealot push to deny the third.
Right.
And we saw Attero try and do that, but there was no third to deny. So now he's just kind of floating around the map with his Zealots. Needs to be careful. Doesn't want to get those surrounded. I don't think you should really leave these Zealots out here on the field right now, though. I definitely want to keep those alive. I mean, they do mix very well back into your army later on.
Yeah, I agree with that. He's certainly being very risky by staying on creep. If he's going to stay in the middle of the field, stay at the tower or something where it's safe, which at the moment certainly isn't safe, because the Zerglings just got to surround on that single Zealot, and it looks like they're going to go for the other Zealot on the right side as well. Those +1 Zealots, they're good, but when there's that many Zerglings, they're going to die.
That's the 4th Zealot he sacrificed just trying to hold the Zelnagas as well. I don't think that that's worthwhile at all.
Yeah, if you're going to hold the Zelnaga as a Protoss against a Zerg, you really need a lot of units there, not just a single Zealot, because you're going to get picked off by the higher mobility of Zerglings all day long.
Yeah, and now he's going to lose those 4 Zealots out on the field. Those all get cleaned up as well, so Attero losing a lot here. And he's just massing up Phoenixes.
Phoenixes and not Void Rays. That's interesting.
He's also getting +1.
That is very interesting. I think Void Rays would have been better than Phoenix.
Especially since Infestors are about to hit the field with Pathogen Glands.
Infestors, huh?
And I think that's going to shut down the Zerg. Or that's going to shut down the Phoenix play here from Attero.
This is just horrible. I mean, Phoenix are great, but Infestors are a little bit better against Phoenixes. And Attero, I don't know why he's going for Phoenix. I guess it's not the Kiwi-Kaki build.
He might be able to catch him off guard with these Phoenixes, though. If he can get in there and start picking off the Infestors, right as that... Why are you picking up Zerglings?
Yeah, he just revealed his Phoenix. He just revealed all of them, in fact, to the Overlord. So that's going to give Ryze enough time to get some anti-air defense up, which I do see a Spore Crawler being constructed, but only 1. So I guess he's not too concerned with the Phoenixes, which is a little bit alarming to me, but he does have Infestors with Fungal Growth ready to go, and now the Fungal is going to be key here. If he gets a Fungal, those Phoenixes are done for, but it looks like at the right moment he takes a left turn and gets out of there.
Yeah, Attero needs to be very, very careful with these Phoenixes. He's invested so much in them.
Yeah.
And here comes the Fungal.
Oh my goodness.
Oh dear God.
That's going to be a chain Fungal, and I don't think the Phoenixes can get out. This is terrible for Attero.
That's so much money.
Watch his units lost, his resources is about to skyrocket once he loses all his
he doesn't get the kill.
Oh, he walks away at the last second. The Phoenix get out with red HP. The Infestors never had enough energy.
Oh my God.
Oh, and they're going to come in and exact vengeance on those Infestors. They're going to kill all those Infestors.
He's losing so many to the Queens, though.
But he killed all the Infestors. I think that's worth it for the Infestors, man.
No way.
He killed off all the Infestors.
He only got 4, though, and he lost like 8 Phoenix. Phoenix are so expensive. I don't know how many he lost. It was a lot, though.
Well, the resources lost on both players were pretty even. At the same time, we have Zerglings attacking the front door. They're not going to kill those +1 Zealots.
I thought he was just going to get out of there with the Phoenix and let the shields regenerate and come back and fight again another day. But yeah, he did kill the 3 or 4 infestors that were out, and now he's going to try and hit a gateway timing push here, but
I don't know about this.
Ryze has a lot more than he does, and he's going to shut him down here.
Shut him down.
And kill that entire gateway push, so Attero in a little bit of trouble here. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on to his third base either.
Yeah, he's got
Ryze really pulling ahead here.
Yeah, he just got all of his Zealots surrounded in the middle of the field. The Phoenix not really doing anything at this point, and it looks like the Nexus at the left has been canceled. Attero is in full-on retreat mode right now. Great play from Ryze.
And I think Attero's actually in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, Attero's got a Chrono Boost Immortals right now. The Chrono Boost, of course, is speeding up the Immortal production, but this is just terrible for Attero.
Yeah, it's not good at all. And you know he's currently down a game to Ryze actually, and he is in serious jeopardy of just losing this outright 2-0 here. I mean, he's lost so many Phoenix. He hasn't really done that much damage. He invested in +1 upgrades for his air.
I don't know how he's going to win this game, man.
I don't know how he's going to win this game either. He had his third shutdown. He's losing additional Phoenixes here. He's going to pick off a few drones there. I guess that's a small token for him, small victory.
Well, let's just look at how many workers. The workers killed surprisingly pretty low this game. It's been pretty much all army, so both players' economy so far has been pretty solid and stable. So that's one thing that I guess Attero can take comfort in, that he's, you know, it's still 2 base versus 3 base, although that's about to be a 4th hatchery. So, I feel like Attero's really far behind, but he's not terribly out of the game yet. I mean, he can get back into it. It's just going to be a really long, hard road for him.
Yeah, I would agree there. He's trying to retake his third here. He has primarily Zealot Sentry right now, and he's mixing some Immortals in as well. So the Immortals are going to really help in dealing with these roaches, but I feel like Ryze is just so far ahead right now. He's almost maxed 192 to 134 for Attero. Ryze could hit a timing push on the third right now and deny it once again if he wanted, or it looks like he might be going with a gigantic drop into the main. Attero will spot this with an observer though, so he's going to know it's coming.
Yeah, this is huge.
Which is really important for him. He needs to know that this is coming.
Yeah, he sees the Overlords all moving in right now. He can actually mobilize his entire army to deflect that drop and make it so this LZ is not safe. He needs to get everything back home right now if he wants to defend against this. At the same time, though, is Ryze going to commit to this drop? Yes, he is. He's loading up his Overlords right now. Every Roach, not the entire army. So he's leaving his Infestors in the back, and he's only loading 4 as he plans to do a double-pronged attack right here. This is brilliant play from him. This is basically just a distraction, I believe, and the entire Protoss army is going to fall for the bait, and at the same time the third is left completely exposed if those rocks go down.
But he didn't preemptively kill those rocks, so he's not just going to be able to stroll into the third as he would have liked. He's going to have to kill these rocks, and this might buy time for Attero to get his army into position to deal with this. Now, Ryze is going to try and hit that drop once again because he actually pulled those units out, and he's going to make his way into the third here. He's actually running in with everything. This could be really risky on his part. Beautiful fungal.
Many infested Terrans.
And a lot of infested Terrans come down, and the drop in the main doing quite a bit of harassment as well.
But there's so many Immortals in the background. That's 7 Immortals, man. Now the Nexus has gone down, but the entire Zerg army is going to be crushed right here by those Immortals. Look at how they're slaying the Roaches apart. At the same time, though, there are Roaches in the back doing some damage to the Protoss main, but the entire Zerg army just got crushed right there. Oh my god. That's so many Immortals.
Wow. You have that many Immortals with the new plus range. It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
That Void Ray going to be able to clean up those Roaches in the main. Now, all of these Corruptors are going down, and these Roaches, I mean, these Immortals, there's just no answer for these Immortals. He is building a ton of Zerglings right now. We have 46 Lings in production, but I think he's going to lose his 4th base, and Attero might be able to equalize this game if he can take his third back and kill the 4th here at the same time.
This is unbelievable.
Lord.
Look at those Immortals. It's a firing squad on that hatchery. The hatchery now taking the beating. It is going to go down.
I don't think I've ever seen a hatchery go down that fast.
That is a ton of Immortals. They do 65 damage. They have +3 weapons. They're devastating. And now
they're going to get surrounded.
The Cracklings are going to surround, just Speedlings are going to surround the Immortals, and those Immortals could go down. This is devastating. He can't lose these Immortals. These are the backbone of Attero's army.
Wow.
And even the Immortals slaying all the Zerglings is unbelievable.
He is going to lose.
No.
Oh my
All
god,
the
they
Immortals
all
gonna regenerate their
stay alive
shields.
and keep their shields, which is so important. They're going to be able to recycle themselves and get back into this game.
Yeah.
And sheerly through the power of the Immortal, Attero finds himself back in this game. He's taken out the Zerg fourth. They're both on 3 base. Supplies are relatively even, 154 to 146. Ryze has to be scratching his head, wondering what the heck just happened.
Well, these are +3 Immortals. They're no joke. They do 65 damage, and even versus normal units, they do 26. So they're two-shotting Zerglings, and all their shields now have regenerated. The Protoss shield is something that regenerates very quickly out of combat. So even though the Immortals took some permanent damage, their hardened shield is still intact, and essentially they're good as new, man. They're good as fresh as new. So Attero's army now is pretty strong. Zerglings will not be able to break that army because of the Archons and the +1 Zealot, +3 Zealots. I don't know what Ryze can do at this point. This army is devastatingly strong.
Broodlords would be a great response here.
Yeah.
I'm surprised why he doesn't have them already. He continues to make Corruptors, but there's nothing airborne out on the field. And Ryze, having a little bit of a foolhardy engagement in mid here, loses about half of his army. And that might be Attero's cue to finally push here. But Broodlords would be great. I mean, there's hardly any anti-air. There's just 3 Archons and those 5 Stalkers. He does 6 Stalkers.
5? I don't
know. He doesn't.
How he's going to get Broodlord tech. And this march could be the March of Death.
The Imperial Death March.
Yeah, this is it. I don't see how Ryze going to hold this up. Surround here.
Watch these roaches, man.
Oh, they're going to get slayed by these Immortals. Look at the Immortals. Douche, douche, douche. Oh my god, everything just dies. Now, Infested Terrans may be the key here. If they can all pop out, they might be able to call off the Immortals. No! They all go down. This is insane. And
Immortals are so good.
Attero hasn't lost a single thing. Nothing of consequence, at least. He only lost like his cheap units. And there's a GG.
Wow.
Wow.
That was crazy.